A few years back, the idea of wearing trainers on a motorcycle would have seemed like a bit of an abstract concept. These are, after all, shoes designed to be casual, comfortable and lightweight, whereas motorcycle boots are designed to be sturdy and protective. So fusing these two things together shouldn't really work, but this has now become a very well-established part of our clothing department here at Urban Rider. And thanks to the quality of the products from brands like Rev'It, we now have a really great offering, and they've been improving and refining and basically leading the way over the years in this particular part of the segment. And what we have here is the Rev'It Delta. These are new for spring/summer 2020, and they're a really well-priced, very sturdy, all boxes ticked motorcycle boot that come in the package of a very lightweight, easy to wear, and I think stylish trainer as well. So we have the two colours, both in stock and available now. We have the double blue and the black and grey, and they feature a mixture of an oiled suede outer with a cotton denim section as well. So it's about 40% for the suede and 60% for the rest of it. And I think that they just look stunning. But in terms of the protection, they offer you CE approval for a motorcycle boot. They have basically every box ticked going that you could wish for. So we have malleolus protection in the sort of ankle area, really neatly integrated. So you don't see this very obvious cup, but it's in there nonetheless to provide that protection on the sides of your ankles. Also, just to note on that, you have this really nicely padded tongue, very comfortable, no hard edges to it. So you can do these up really tight, and that's going to mean you can keep them on nice and secure, everything in place as it should be without your foot moving around. You also have a thermoformed heel and foot plate, and this is something that's a heat process essentially, in a way of producing and treating the leather as it's molded. And this means that you get that crush protection either end at the front and the back, but you don't have to resort to having something like a steel toe cap in there, which sounds like a good idea. And back in the day, that was one method of producing safety around your feet. But of course, if anything really heavy ends up on your toes and you have a steel toe cap in there, goodbye your toes. Whereas with something that's thermoformed, it's not quite so strong. There is no metal in there. It's simply a rigid part of the molding of the shoe, and I think it works much better for it. It also keeps it more lightweight, for example, too. We also have an Ortholite anatomically shaped footbed, which is really cushioning and supportive, and a really expensive insert. So normally when it comes to shoes, if you want a nice cushioned insert, you have to buy that separately. This one comes with a third party, very well established brand in that respect. So that's also a nice little point there. You also get an extra pair of laces. So on the blue ones, you've got the blue laces, black ones, black laces, and both of them come with sort of cream, I suppose, contrast lacing if you want to go down that route too. The boots are also fitted with a Hydratex waterproof and breathable liner. So this means that as far as a trainer style boot goes, they are weatherproof. So of course the weakness is always going to be water getting in over the top, but for practicality, riding around town in rain in most conditions for the urban rider, these are going to do the job really well. They do have a gusseted tongue up to the point here, and they also, featuring this waterproof and breathable membrane, they're going to work well in the hotter weather too, regulating the moisture going from the inside to the outside. Being Rev'It, the boots are true to size. They come in everything from a 39 through to a 47, so basically all sizes covered for men's shoes. They're EU sized, so if you want to convert that to a UK, just head over to the size guide on the product page at urbanrider.co.uk. Branding is pretty minimal. You have a reflective strip on the top of the tongue, and you also have this little reflective piece at the back. You've got Rev'It in the sole and this little white section, and also just pressed into this part of the oiled suede on the outside. They have a really nice premium look to them. I think this mixture of the suede and the cotton on the outside works really well. It does look casual, a little bit smart for this kind of trainer, and it actually looks way in excess of the $129.99 price point. So I think that they're very fairly priced for something that ticks the boxes, works in most conditions, and that looks great too, and is CE approved. Other features, well, there's not too much to mention. We have a sort of set of coordinates, slightly intriguingly, on the back of the little pull tab on the rear of the boot. We put these coordinates into a checker on Google, and we ended up in a field somewhere in the Netherlands. We think we're probably supposed to have ended up at the Revit factory, but it could just be the start to an epic scavenger hunt, Da Vinci Code style adventure. So maybe there's something there that Revit aren't telling us, who knows, but that's just imprinted on this little pull tab at the back, so make of that what you will. But these are in stock, they're available now. We think that they're great. Check out our upcoming video review. We have some more Revit boots from this new spring/summer lineup to show you, and as always, subscribe to our channel to be the first to find out about the world's finest riding gear. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.